Yo, what up? It's your boy Punch. Welcome to the channel. Today we got two amazing crown-tail bettas that are ready to spawn. They've been checking each other out for about 2 hours now. And yes, the boy is just starting to build his bubble nest, but we have a couple things that I need to do before we can let them spawn, before we can put the female in the male's tank. A couple little things: need to lower the water level, and honestly I'm just going to change the water just very slightly, and I'm going to feed them up a whole bunch just because the male does not eat during the raising process of the fryer. At least I don't think you're supposed to feed them much, but his tank is literally perfect. If you look super closely, if your eye literally like squished against the glass, you can see just millions of little like infusorias in his tank, and that's different from the girl's tank. So his tank is really full of them. I don't know what that's about. Perhaps, I'm not sure. Honestly, I do the same amount of water changes for them, but his tank is so good for it. I wanted to breed the bettas in a bucket, which you can also do. So if you guys want to see that, let me know down below. But his tank is just so perfect, and I want this to go super well. So if you guys are ready and excited, let's go over to the betta tank and check them out. Alright, so I got you here in front of the bettas. You can see we got our boy here in this tank, and we also got the female in this tank. So I've removed their barrier that was blocking the view of each other for about 2 hours now. So our boy here is just starting to get the idea to start building his bubble nest. He's a super good bubble nest builder, which is super awesome for us. But you know, I changed the water almost every single day, and I ended up destroying it just a couple days ago, and he hasn't built another one since. So I've been trying to let him rest up, only because I knew that it would be time to breed him super soon, and his tank is perfect for it. It's got literally a bajillion million little infusorias in it already floating around. You can see it if you're like super close up with your naked eye, and it's super dope looking. So what we need to do though is we need to lower the water a bit, because when they do spawn, the female is going to lay all the eggs, of course. I'm going to take the female out once she's done, and he's going to raise up those babies. And what happens is when they're initially eggs, he puts them all up in the bubble nest and they fall. Of course, you know, it's just bubbles being held by some magical force. I don't know. Don't ask me, but they fall out and he has to swim down and pick them up constantly. So you don't want the water level to be too high for him to like overwork himself. Okay, we need him to stay healthy and fit throughout this process and afterwards, of course, because we want to keep this dude forever. So I'll just go grab a bucket and use an airline tube to lower the water level so I don't destroy his bubble nest with any sort of current. So I'll go do that and I'll be right back. Ta-da! We got this dude right here, and we got our bucket, which has been freshly cleaned, because I was considering breeding these guys in a bucket, but you know what, his tank is so perfect. It's got all those little things swimming around in it. It's going to be perfect for our fry, and we're going to be raising our fry the more traditional way, which I will let you guys know in a future video how we're going to be doing that. So make sure that you subscribe and like the video if you like it, because I'm going to be breeding these bettas. If you're at all curious on how these fry are going to grow up, make sure you do that. I'm posting here every single day right here on Tropical Fizz, so make sure that you come back to check it out. Alright, so we just put it in. You know, I made this little contraption here. Love it. Let's throw it on in there. Perfect. I'll grab the bucket. We got our bucket, and all we have to do is get it started. Perfect. So that's going to take actually quite a long time to drain, because it's just a tiny little siphon. So I will be back when it's all drained out to the level I want. We're looking for just a couple of inches, nothing crazy. Alright, so while we wait for that to drain, I thought that we could feed our guppies, our beautiful Japanese blue gold Endler guppies, some of this super awesome stuff. We got mini bloodworms, emerald entree, and freshwater frenzy. Okay, let's go see them frenzying all over this food, because you know what, they love it. But first I gotta remove a little bit of uneaten food. Yes, I did leave it overnight. That's not good. You should probably take it out right after they don't eat it. So I'm going to remove that right now, and then we'll get on to feeding these new fun foods. Alright, they love this sort of stuff. Boom. I'm just going to throw it in our little junk pile here. Just going for a little another sweep. Alright, so now that that's been taken care of, we can get them some new food, which you already heard the options we got. We're going to be giving them all three a little bit of everything, okay? So let's pop some of that out. Pop some mini bloodworms. Next we got emerald entree, which is spirulina, mysis shrimp, and fish oil, alright? That's pretty cool. Let's go and give them some of that. Boink. Check it out, it's definitely more green, pretty cool. And finally, we got freshwater frenzy. Oh yeah, contains bloodworms, cyclopses, and daphnia, alright? Let's give them some of that. There we go, we got all three cubes in there, ready to be eaten by our dudes here. Alright, it's had enough time to thaw, so let's go grab just a bit of everything and not feed too much. You know, we don't want to have to clear out any uneaten food. We just want them to eat them all. Alright, we got a lot of bloodworms in there, but you know what? It should be good. Let's give them a little bit of a feed. Yo, you know, they love it, dude. Alright, let's get some close-up footage of them real quick. Check them out, my dude. We got, look at her down there with that huge worm, bro, and her big belly, dude. Look at that dark spot on her back. Any single second, every second, she has a chance of having those babies, I think. Like, look how big she is. She's just gonna get bigger with this worm, dude. Check that out. But anyway, if you guys are interested in watching the birth process, I'm hopefully going to capture it on camera, so make sure that you subscribe to see some of that. Also, I'm going to be raising up the fry and selling them. I'm doing a little bit of a breeding for profit project. And yeah, if you guys are at all interested in that, make sure that you come back to the channel. Alright, I'm posting here every single day, working in here every single day. But yeah, you can check them out. They're loving that. I want to feed them a good amount, so I might give them a second dose because I'm going to be changing all the water tonight. And yeah, alright, so you can see that I've lowered the male's tank quite a bit, probably a bit under half right now, so it should provide him a little bit less work when he's taking care of the eggs. And he is building a bubble nest right in the back, but I'm trying my best not to disturb them, even though I'm dancing around in front of their tank. But I just want to show you guys what I did to help the spawning process. Okay, other things, of course, you add Indian almond leaves, a bunch of other cool stuff, and just have a more mature tank, just like his tank. It's got so many little things that the fry, as soon as they hatch, can eat. I'm super excited for that. So when he builds a bubble nest, which hopefully will be tonight, I'll be adding the female in right before I turn off the lights. They're going to mingle with each other, hopefully peacefully, all the way overnight. And in the morning they should spawn. So tomorrow's video will be hopefully them spawning, and if it's not, I'll update you guys on what's happening with them, if I tried, what has been going on. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and subscribe down below, like the video if you enjoyed it. With all that being said, punch out.